Evening, chaps. I've got a special broadcast today. Mitchy Dizzle is in the house.
Here we go.
So I got a special broadcast, as I've just mentioned. I'm put this back a bit, so I've got a bit of a space thing. We've got a few messages to go through at the moment. If you want to take it away.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of admin really. Been speaking to a few of you guys on the old FB messaging in preparation for the AGM. Obviously, we've got some big issues as we try and take AFFL to the next level. Fantasy football leagues. The first issue is something which has been real hot on my agenda.
18-team league?
18-team league, yeah. So we've got work guy. What's his name? Richard Curtis?
Ben.
Richard?
Ben.
Ben? Yeah, work guy and Sticky Nicky. They've been on the waiting list for what? Pardon me, 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
They've been trying to get in the league, but basically the player retention has been high. It was 100% last season.
Even though Dom didn't make a move.
Yeah, and this season, even though a few players are on the hot seat, like Chaz, and well, that's basically it. Yeah, Chaz, he was on the hot seat after forgetting the draft.
Because he left Aztecs as well.
Oh yeah, I actually left Aztecs. We haven't got any place for anyone who doesn't play for the Aztecs. Anyway, no 18. We're not gonna have any 18 team season basically.
So we're staying at 16 teams.
Yeah, we're gonna stay at 16. The general consensus is that.
That's fair enough.
It's already hyper competitive, you know. So
we're so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna blow my own trumpet. And the next issue, there's been a few murmurings, a few whisperings of like having a keeper league. You know, a few people have been saying, okay, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that, and we're thinking that. It's about time, now we have 100% player retention, we can finally do a keeper league. I mean, I'm not like 100% competent of how it works.
How does keeper league work?
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to get our heads around it, but I know Chris has been looking at it and Shrek's been looking at a few things. And basically, we think how it could work is that starting from next season, at the end of next season, so what year are you? It's the end of the 2014 season. We'll designate like 2, maybe 3 players who we keep. A few of you may be worried, what happens if I pick number 15 in the first round and I get stuck with some turd like Robert Woods, or Mike Wallace. Some people might be worried.
Nigel Woods.
But basically, what we're going to do to stop players hoarding the LeSean McCoys and Matt Fortes of the world. We'll use Yahoo's can't cut list to define which players can be kept and which players can't. So that could work, but yeah, it's something that we need to.
It's a work in progress.
It's something we need to look at, and we're going to get a vote out for you guys.
Yeah, we'll get a vote on.
And see what happens there.
Another thing to vote about is draft pick trades. I'm pro draft pick trades. Everyone knows that. I want to give my 7th round to Russ for Vincent Brown or something.
They just add another dimension to the trade game. I know Brock has said it, and I think you said it, I've said it. You look at someone's roster and you think, my God, their receivers are piss poor. You think, well, I've got this guy here who I could send it to them for like an 11th round pick or something. Yeah. But obviously we can't really do that. So yeah, it's just a way of encouraging more trades and making it more fun.
So KP could have traded Kemble Tompkins.
Yeah, I would have probably given up a 16 for 15.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
I probably would have done that for Tompkins. He's a
top
class player.
That's good value. But now we've got the boring admin stuff out of the way, we can now look at the. Today we're going to focus on trades. See how trades have gone down this year. So I'm going to have to bring this up for us, chaps.
We're going to look at the best trades of the season and the worst trades of the season.
I'd like to point out the first trade of the season, which was done by Mitch and Abdul Rahim Bar, who's not even watching this video because he's not on Facebook.
Who says it, bro?
Reggie Bush and LeSure for Jennings and Redmond.
That's an absolute disgraceful trade. At the time, maybe this was in 2009 when Reggie Bush was at the Saints and he stunk like ass, and Greg Jennings was the Packers and he smelt like Armante Edwards, then yeah, it could have been a nice trade. I don't know what Abdul was saying.
Basically, you're talking about a top running back. LeSure's been on the waiver wire for the whole season.
Yep.
Redmond on the waiver wire.
Greg Jennings wasn't active.
Jennings on Neil's roster now, so
it's absolutely shocking. Yeah, he says
pretty much. Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant of trades. Bryce Brown for Michael Bush.
Guilty. Well, the thinking was I had Matt Forte and Grandalel had LeSean McCoy, so I did a little switch of back running backs. Interesting. I actually have Bryce Brown on my roster now anyway.
So I just count how many times Mike Wallace has been traded. 1, 2,
Mike
3,
Wallace.
4, 5. Yeah, too many.
Mike Wallace has been traded more times than a fucking crusty pair of pants.
So look at Wilms. Wilms traded away everyone. Decker for Marlon Brown and Daniel Thomas.
My bad.
Where's the rest of his team? Brent Selleck for Donald Brown. That's Mr. Irrelevant.
Not Brent Selleck. Oh my god.
Neil should have kept Donald Brown actually. That'd have solved his running back.
Donald Brown turned out to be quite legit. I mean, no one would ever thought he would be a running back putting up 2 touchdowns in a game. He did it last week. So.
See, Isaiah Peed was traded there.
Oh, Isaiah Peed. Eddie Royal, Roddy White, and Isaiah Pedophile for Demarius Thomas and Shane Reedhead. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely unbelievable. That's worked out pretty well for Brock.
Absolute filth bag there.
Absolute grot bag.
Another trade by Neil, Alfred Morris, getting with another good player.
Sprolsy.
For Sproles and Martellus Bennett.
I think
I can see the point.
That was after Darren Sproles' 28-point game. But
yeah.
Right now, I'd rather have Paul Scholes than Darren Sproles. I'm not going to lie to you.
Chaps.
What's this one here, Jimmy?
Mike Wallace traded again.
Oh, what a surprise. Was that the 4th time? Or?
For Pierre Thomas.
Yeah, no one wants Mike Wallace.
Des Bryant getting traded just because Dom can put a waiver claim in.
That's definitely the biggest.
Fitzgerald and Jeffrey, that's alright actually.
But it's still one of the biggest bonehead moves. He could have kept Bryant. Picked up Randall on the waiver.
There's me trading away all my free agent picks. Clay, Stacey and Andre Brown. For Lacey.
Well, they're all free agents. Yeah. Or they've all been contenders for pickups of the year.
Oh, cheers, man.
Yeah, I like to credit where it's due. Yeah. It's due right there.
I picked them up there.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And another relevant, Peyton Hillis for Mike Williams.
Oh, dear. That was the trade where Peyton Hillis, I think, I convinced Paul that he was going to be legit for 1 or 2 weeks. And then I thought I'd take a flyer.
He was good for a week, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think that was a week after I traded him.
Yeah.
And then Mike Williams went on IR straight away, so screw that guy, he blows.
Achievement. Chris Gibbons traded.
Achievement unlocked. Chris Gibbons traded.
That was pretty good.
For Roddy White. Roddy White has bounced around more than Mike Wallace in Nickelback concert.
No. Absolutely not. On Brazil.
Not Brazil nuts. Oh yeah, this is one of my favourite trades of the season where you send him didn't you send him Stewart? You sent him Stewart early on in the season in the Chris Gibbons trade.
No. Oh yeah. There we go.
And you give him LeBron Brazil and you get him back
for Roddy White.
Oh my gosh.
And 4 days later, Thomas and Brazil for Holmes and Stewart.
Gosh. Randall Cobb's bounced around a lot. There you go. Jesus.
I've got him now. Roddy White traded again.
Oh, Roddy. So the biggest goats of the season, the absolute turds. Roddy White, Mike Wallace, Randall Cobb.
Fred Jackson traded again.
Yeah, Fred Jackson.
Jonathan Stewart traded again.
Stupid. Oh my gosh.
Dom picked him up. Sorry about that, Dom.
These things happen.
Worth a try.
Let me guess. He started Jonathan Stewart last week instead of Bobby Rainey, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Jimmy Graham. That wasn't a bad trade. That was probably the biggest trade of players.
Yeah. I think
2 elite guys.
The Stephen Ridley, Wes Welker, and Fozzie Whittaker for LaShawn McCoy, Mike Brown, and Bryce Brown was also a bit of a blockbuster just because some of the players involved. I mean, Fozzie Whittaker, he's going to be a marquee player soon. I'm telling you, man.
The Foz man.
Yeah. He's one of my future studs. I'm taking him. Well, actually, if this was a keeper league, I would ask everyone to veto that trade retrospectively, so I can have Fozzie on my roster and keep him next week.
If it was a keeper league,
next year.
Do you know who I'd keep? Mike Wallace. I could trade him next year.
You could trade him a first-round pick to Ross.
Yeah. Anyway, we're coming 9 minutes. My tea's about to finish in the oven, so we'll wrap this one up, and there'll be a new one out in a couple of days. Or days, minutes, probably minutes.
Depends how many more magnets we have.